Good morning. It's Monday, the beginning of a brand new week. Have you ever felt the urge to pray for somebody, but then just simply forgot about it? Maybe you were too busy at the time and you had the best of intentions, but somehow that person just never made their way into your prayers. Or maybe you said, I'll pray for them later. This morning, I want to tell you a story that may change the way you think about prayer and also the way you pray. A missionary was visiting his home church and was asked to give the congregation an update on what he'd been doing and how things have been going over the last few months. He said things have been going well at our little outpost in Africa. But let me tell you what happened just about a month ago. We have a small field hospital set up, and every 2 weeks or 3 weeks I have to travel by bicycle through the jungle to the nearby city for supplies. It's quite a long ride, and it usually takes me about 2 days to get there. So I get about halfway on the first day, and then I camp overnight, and on the second day I finish the journey. I've been doing this for the past year, but about a month ago I arrived in the city and withdrew quite a large amount of money from the bank, and I bought all the needed supplies and the medicines, and I began my 2-day journey back to our field hospital. But as I was leaving the city, I saw 2 men fighting. One of them had been pretty seriously injured. I treated him for his injuries, and at the same time, I was able to talk to him about the Lord. Well, I continued my journey, traveled all that day. I camped that night, and I arrived home without any incident. But 2 weeks ago, I repeated that journey. And when I arrived at the city, I saw the young man that I had treated. He told me that he knew I carried money and medicine. And he said, some of the friends that I have were following you into the jungle. I was with them, and we knew you would be camping overnight. We planned on killing you and taking your money and your drugs. But just as we were about to move into your camp, we saw that you were surrounded by 14 armed guards. The missionary laughed and said, my friend, you must be mistaken. I was certainly all alone that night in the jungle. But the man was very insistent. No, sir, he said. I was not the only person to see the guards. My friends also saw them. We counted them. It was because of those guards that, well, we were afraid and we left you alone. As he told this story to the congregation, one of the men in the third row jumped to his feet and interrupted the missionary and asked him exactly what day was it that this happened. The missionary told him it had been 1 month ago, last Wednesday. The man who interrupted him told him this story. He says, you're not going to believe this. But on that exact Wednesday night, it was Wednesday morning here, and I was getting ready to go play golf. I was about to leave my house, and I just felt this urging, this compulsion to pray for you. In fact, the urging was so strong that I called several men in this church to meet me right here in this sanctuary so we could all pray for you. Would all of those men who met with me on that day stand up? The men who had met together stood. The missionary wasn't concerned with who they were. He was too busy counting how many men were standing. There were 14. This is an incredible story of how the Spirit of the Lord moves us in mysterious ways. If you ever hear such prodding, such compulsion, if you ever feel the urge to pray, go along with it. Nothing is ever hurt by prayer except the gates of hell. Matthew 19:26 reminds us that with God all things are possible. And Proverbs 15:29 says that God hears and answers the prayers of the faithful. Wow. I pray that you have a blessed day today. Each morning, look to this Facebook page for more encouraging videos that'll help lift your spirits. And as always, I encourage you to leave a comment, hit that like button, hit that share button, and pass this video around to your friends. Thank you. And God bless you as you go through your day today.